Welcome to this explainer. You know, operating a side hustle without legal protection, it's basically putting your hard-earned personal savings at risk every single day. Literally. So today, we're jumping straight into the ultimate roadmap for legally structuring and protecting your business. If you've got a business idea, or hey, maybe you've already launched that side hustle and you're wondering how to take that critical next step to make it totally legitimate and secure, well, you are in the exact right place. We're going to break down how to start an LLC step by step, taking all the mystery right out of the whole shebang.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here's our clear, totally stress-free roadmap for today. First, why choose an LLC? Second, laying the groundwork. Third, making it official. Fourth, keeping your LLC compliant. And finally, expected costs and timelines.
So, part 1, why choose an LLC? It's basically the ultimate shield for your business and, frankly, one of the absolute most popular ways to legally operate in the US today.
A lot of times, people think you only need an LLC, which stands for Limited Liability Company, by the way, if you're opening some massive brick-and-mortar factory. But no, actually, an LLC is absolutely perfect for modern digital ventures. Yes, even your unboxing videos and that shiny new Shopify store need legal protection. If you're running an Amazon FBA business, consulting, or doing freelance work, this is for you. It perfectly fits YouTube channels and content creators. Honestly, if you're generating income from your creative work online, setting up an LLC is just a massive step forward in professionalizing what you do.
And this brilliantly illustrates the core value here. The single biggest reason creators choose this structure is personal asset protection. Imagine a client sues you, or a supplier deal goes south. The LLC acts like a legal fortress. It ensures they can't touch your personal savings, your home, or your car. Plus, you instantly gain a professional business identity. When you pitch clients, you're an official entity. It makes business banking so much easier, gives you a highly flexible management structure, and offers really flexible tax treatment options, meaning you kind of get to choose how the IRS views your business for taxes. Oh, and surprisingly, an LLC can often be owned by non-US residents too. It's a remarkably versatile tool.
All right, moving into phase 2, laying the groundwork, covering steps 1 to 3. This is where we make the bureaucratic process feel totally manageable and highly actionable.
So let's quickly walk through these foundational steps. Step 1 is choosing a business name. Step 2 is choosing a registered agent. And step 3 is filing your formation documents with the state. Now, this third step is where things start getting real. You'll be filing something typically called your Articles of Organization, or sometimes a Certificate of Formation, depending on your state. To do this, you just need to provide some basic owner information, your business address, and the new name of your LLC.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how simple naming can actually be as long as you follow your state's unique rules. When you choose your name in step 1, it must be completely unique in your specific state. So sorry, you can't be Amazon LLC. And crucially, you absolutely must include the LLC designation at the end of the name, so just LLC or the full phrase Limited Liability Company. A title like Prime Digital LLC or Growth Marketing LLC clearly signals to the world exactly what kind of legal entity you're operating.
Okay, let's slow down for just a second on step 2, because this is where people sometimes get tripped up by legal jargon. What exactly is a registered agent? I know it sounds super complicated, but it's really not. A registered agent is simply a designated receiver for your official state paperwork. It's just a person or a specialized company that has a physical address inside the state where you formed your LLC. They are responsible for receiving legal and government documents on your behalf. That's it. It just ensures the state always has a reliable, physical location to send you important notices. No big deal.
Next up, part 3, making it official. This covers steps 4 to 7. We're building some real momentum now as we move past the groundwork and into actually formalizing your entity. Step 4 is a fun one, receiving your state approval documents. Once those are processed, your LLC officially exists. Step 5 is drafting an operating agreement. Think of this as a prenup for your business. Even if it's literally just you, this internal document is vital. It lays out the rules of the game: ownership percentages, daily responsibilities, voting rights, and how profits get distributed. Then, step 6 is obtaining an EIN, and step 7 is setting up your business bank account.
So, the crucial point is that step 6 introduces the EIN, or Employer Identification Number. Dealing with the IRS sounds intimidating, right? But this is basically just a social security number for your new business. It's a unique tax ID officially issued by the IRS. Even if you don't plan on hiring employees anytime soon, you'll almost certainly need an EIN because it's required for basic everyday functions like opening that bank account and filing your taxes at the end of the year. And speaking of bank accounts, that brings us to step 7. To avoid being that person who has to make 3 separate trips to the bank, you're going to want to gather exactly what's on this list. Make sure you have your newly minted LLC approval documents, your EIN confirmation letter, a valid government-issued ID, and sometimes they'll even ask for that operating agreement. Having all this ready ensures a smooth setup, so you can cleanly separate your business finances from your personal ones. That is absolutely vital for keeping your asset protection shield strong.
Moving right along to Part 4, keeping your LLC compliant, covering steps 8 and 9. This is the final phase of our roadmap, focusing on exactly what happens after the business is officially open.
Once the doors are open, your job kind of shifts to staying in good standing. Step 8 is applying for any required licenses and permits. Now, this is highly dependent on your specific business type and location. For example, selling physical goods, you might need a local sales tax permit. Providing a specialized service, you might need a professional permit. Once those are secured, you settle into Step 9, which is the long-term maintenance of your LLC.
So what does that ongoing maintenance actually look like? Well, it means staying on top of a few requirements to keep your new asset protection shield legally intact year after year. Most states require an annual report, which is usually just a quick form updating them on your address and registered agent. You'll also have ongoing tax filings, business license renewals, and maybe some state-specific compliance filings. Pro tip, setting calendar reminders for these items is probably the most profitable 5 minutes you can spend on your business today.
Okay, let's move to and see how this builds into Part 5, expected costs and timelines. We're transitioning away from the procedural steps here to dive into the practical, real-world realities of budgeting your time and money.
People very often overestimate the cost of starting an LLC. Your main required cost is the state filing fee. Depending on your state, it might be as low as $50 or over $500. But surprisingly, getting your EIN from the IRS and opening a business bank account, those are almost always completely free. Hiring a commercial registered agent is totally optional and varies in cost. And local business licenses vary too. So while there are for sure startup costs, a significant chunk of the core setup can actually be done at no extra charge.
And what about your timeline? If you're an aspiring entrepreneur, you should find this incredibly reassuring. Parts of this process can literally be completed today. Choosing your name? Same day. Filing your state paperwork and setting up a bank account? Usually same day or within a few days. The longest wait almost always comes from the government side. Getting your official state approval and processing your EIN can take a few days to a few weeks, just depending on how backlogged the agencies are. But that initial momentum, that's entirely in your control.
We've just walked through transforming a simple idea into a fully protected legal entity. From choosing your name and filing your documents to grabbing that EIN and staying compliant, you now have the exact blueprint. But here's the reality. Every single day you operate without an LLC, you are risking everything you personally own on a single lawsuit or mistake. Are you willing to take that gamble again tomorrow? Or are you ready to take step 1 today? Thanks for joining me on this explainer.